Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Preschool AllStars podcast. I'm Bethany Johnson, and I'm joined today by Sara Ramsey. How are you doing today, Sara?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for talking to us. I'm excited to hear your story. I always like to get a little backstory about what was going on before you decided to start a preschool. What's your background? Just give me the lowdown.
All right. Well, right before I decided to start a preschool, I was just a stay-at-home mom. I just had my second child and decided to stop working.
Okay. What were you doing before that?
Before that, I had my own business as an interior designer.
Oh, cool.
But before that, I was a teacher.
Okay.
I left teaching originally because I needed to be more creative.
Okay.
What did you be my own boss? I taught middle school science. I have an elementary education degree.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you were a teacher, then you were interior designer because you needed to be creative. I love it. Okay.
Yes.
And did you like interior design?
Oh, I really did. It was just really hard going part-time and doing it when I had my first child. She's now 4.5.
Okay.
So when I had my second, 2.5 years later, I didn't want to do the newborn stage and own your own business as an interior designer again. And so I knew I was ready to stop. I've been doing it for 5 years. I was kind of fizzling out and I was really enjoying working with, at that point, my 2.5-year-old. And so I've been doing a lot with her. And so I had these torn passions of working with little kids and also doing design work.
Yeah.
And so the passion was already developing to work with little ones.
Awesome. Okay. So how did you get the idea to start your preschool?
Well, I thought about running a daycare, but that never sat right because long hours, I knew I would be drained completely. I had my own 2 little ones at home and they drained me enough, adding more to the mix.
Totally. Yep.
But I loved play dates that were for a couple hours long. Like I loved not just play dates. I loved when I would just watch my friends' kids, honestly.
Okay. Yeah.
I just couldn't figure out how that would play into a career when it was just for a couple of hours. And then I thought of a preschool, but then I thought, who does that? And I kind of just wrote it off in my head and I'm not going to figure that out. I already tried to figure out a new career with interior design after teaching. I'm not going to make something else up.
Yeah.
That's too hard.
Yep.
But then I saw Facebook ads.
Yeah.
For start your own preschool. And I went, oh my gosh. Yes.
People do this.
Exactly. And there's a program to follow because I had already done it without a program. I've done interior design without a program. And so I knew how hard it was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that again. So that's why I decided not to. And now I had an opportunity.
You said with your interior design, you were like freelance, you had your own thing. You weren't working for a company. It was your own thing.
I kind of apprenticed underneath somebody who wasn't local.
Okay.
But I was kind of left a lot to my own devices. So I was given some parameters, but I was making up a lot on my own, and learning a lot on my own. And then I found kind of a similar system for interior designers a couple years in, and it changed everything. And just having a platform to do invoices and all those things, and then support of a community, basically like a version of Preschool AllStars, but for interior designers. And
that's cool. So how did you find your clients for that?
That was a little different. That was Thumbtack was kind of my major way of getting leads. So people go on Thumbtack to get plumbers, electricians, interior designers. Okay. And so I got direct leads that way. So it's a little different. I did social media marketing, but I never ran ads.
Okay, cool. So you found joy and you're like, that's what I'm going to do.
Yep, exactly.
Okay. And
I bought in immediately. I knew it.
You have a local or online?
I have a local.
Okay, cool. So how long have you been open?
Since August 30th or 31st.
How's it going?
It's going good. I have my 2 little ones, and then I have 5 little children that come 2 days a week. And so I'm hoping in January to fill it up a little bit more and then open up Monday, Wednesday. I just started some advertising for that.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm hoping to do 2 classes.
One of the challenges?
I did the 30-day challenge.
Okay. And how many, you got your signups from that 30-day challenge?
Yes, I got 3.
Okay.
Yes, I think I got 3 on that first day. from doing
Nice.
the founding family script. And then
Perfect.
the other two came from, like, they originally started from the founding family script, but they trickled in later. I put them on the founding family discount anyway, since that was how they originally heard of me. So
Nice.
really it all came from the founding family
Yeah. Yeah.
script.
Okay. How long are your classes?
2.5 hours.
Okay. You do it in the morning or afternoon?
I do morning. I think I'm up to 3 hours in January though, because it needs us a little bit more time. Now that I'm like in the swing of things, it's
Yeah.
really fun and I want to do it a little longer.
Yeah. Our classes are 3 hours and I feel like that's a good amount of time. It's not too long, but you get to get everything in. They have time to play and recess and all the things you want to do. I think 3 hours is a good. Okay. So what do you have, like a niche that you market?
We do have a biblical curriculum.
Okay.
But since I was a science teacher, I need to find a way to market it a little bit better. It's kind of interesting having a biblical curriculum as part of it. And also since I have the science background, I want to play that up a little bit, but I was kind of waiting to get in the swing of things and kind of see how that all plays out. Obviously I post different experiments on the social media and everything like that. But yeah, trying to figure out how to market, because my name of my preschool is Grow Big Preschool. So it's not really marketed in the title. And so just kind of trying to figure out how to show that off a little bit more.
Yeah, totally. Is it like STEM? Would it be like STEM or STEAM or one of those type schools? Okay.
Yep.
I feel like those are really popular now, advertising the STEM and the STEAM and all that. So you could definitely throw that in there. And then the biblical, that's a whole nother market. That is interesting to have both of those, because I feel like you use one or the other, you don't get both. So that's cool, because that's unique.
Yeah. So I haven't really wrapped my mind around it. So that's why I haven't figured that one out.
You just started. You're figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. Let's go there. What has worked for you and what hasn't worked for you since you just started so far already?
I just keep changing up my schedule and how I do things completely all the time. Let's see. Just figure. So I just watched the ABC. I was just catching up on my Full by Fall Summit. I never actually watched it. I'm going through it now. Yeah. To try and do it for January though. Okay. So the ABC. Oh my gosh, ABC. Oh, whatever. When you're trying to teach the letter sounds and handwriting and all the things like that, by a brother's name, ABC Boot Camp.
Oh yeah, the kindergarten smorgasbord.
Yes. Yeah. And I want to incorporate that because I really want to make sure they have such a good foundation of sound so that they're just ready for reading and everything. And so that when kids leave my preschool, they're soaring through kindergarten. Is my goal.
Yeah. Have you said you just started that? I thought about getting that.
And
you like
it?
I'm
just gonna play with the print. I just watched it over fall break, which was last week, and so this week is review since it's Halloween, but next week I'm gonna start trying it and see how it just kind of plays out. Just doing the way he did the letter sounds, where you draw the pictures and just kind of. I liked the way he did the letter sounds over and over. That's something I realized I hadn't been doing very well as we're practicing handwriting and everything, is really practicing saying the sounds as we're tracing it and putting it in their minds. And so that's something I want to get better at. And so I liked how he constantly was saying, what sound, and making them repeat it over and over.
Yeah, that's totally. Really yeah, they were. I was also listening to Vanessa from Pre-K Pages, her episode on the podcast, and how they say that you have to, like, research shows now that teaching the sound with the letter is so important. They used to just teach the letter, and then the sound was kind of like more kindergarten skills, but teaching them both at the same time really solidifies that. So, and I use what's it called, Lively Letters, and that's like very focused on phonemic awareness. And the kids actually, I'm realizing they know the letter sound before they know the letter name, and I'm trying to get them at the same time, but I'm like, I guess if they know the sound before
Yeah,
they
the name doesn't matter too much.
not for reading. It doesn't matter too.
No.
I mean, it obviously matters, but
Right.
they're knowing the sound, I feel like is better than, because then you can always build on that, and then the sound I feel like is usually the harder part. But with this program, they see the letter and they give me the sound and I'm like, and what's it called? And they're like, oh, and I'm like, okay, well, now I got to press that more. But it's nice to see them knowing their letter sound so early.
Yeah, no, for sure. That is a wonderful problem to have.
Yeah, totally. And what has been one of the hardest things that you've had to work through?
So I have a couple 3-year-olds in the class. And so that's been a little challenging, just managing a group of 7 and mostly or 3. And so I've become kind of like a dog trainer. I have a fanny pack with M&Ms in it. And we sit down at circle time and they get M&Ms and things like that. And so instead of trying to convince them to do the things they're supposed to do, we do cleanup time, and everyone who participates in cleanup time gets an M&M before we go downstairs. And just it's been working wonderfully. And I feel like a dog trainer though. I'm honestly, they all sit there and they have their little hands out and it's adorable.
Oh my gosh,
it's so cute. And they only get like a couple M&Ms at the end of the day. It's not even like a sugar rush. It's but it works so well. It was something I knew a preschool teacher at the school I taught used to do, was use M&Ms. And so I remembered that and I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to try. Because
that's really funny.
I mean, it's just tricky when you say, okay, come here, and they just tell you no.
Yeah.
It is like, okay, what's my next move?
They're totally new to school and to any sort of structure and to having to do anything all together at the same time. It is hard.
Yes.
Especially when you have some who are older and some who are younger. It's definitely hard. I use Whole Brain Teaching Super Improver Board. So it's pretty much just and I used it when I taught first and second grade too, and they loved it. Because I used to do like treasure box and I used to do like little, and it just like, it got to be so much that I was like, I'm spending so much time on these rewards. And they're just like plastic little things or like candy. And I was just over it. So I was looking for something that was more like intrinsic. And I found Whole Brain Teaching, which I absolutely loved using when I was in the classroom. And my teacher now doesn't use it too much, but I tried to really implement it when I was in first grade, and I would like to implement it more here. But the Super Improver Board is like, they start at turtle, and they're just little cards and they have 5 stars on it. And then the very top card is the peregrine falcon, which is like the fastest animal. And they move up to like turtle and penguin and wolf and the only reward is moving up. And when they're done, I give them their little card and I tape it on their shirt. I'm like, you got your 5 stars. You're a penguin now. And, and they're all, and you can give them each their own separate goals, like we're working on sitting at the carpet. And if you come the very first time we ask, you're getting a star. And oh my gosh, you only have 2 stars and then you're a penguin. Oh my gosh. And I hype it up. And then they're like, they get it and they're so excited. They run. They're like, I'm a wolf now. I'm a whatever now. And it's crazy. Like, it's not even a sticker. I just color in their star. And that's like the most exciting thing is like, oh my gosh, I have 1 more left until I'm the next animal. And it's so funny.
That's so fun.
Yeah. It's like leveling up. The way he explains it is that like kids love video games. And in video games, the reward is they get to level up. They go to the next level. And so that's kind of what it is. They're just like, and I really try and make it so they're not competing against each other. I'm like, they're competing against themselves. They're doing better. They're in whatever goal. I can either make a class goal or I can make a goal with each one of them. If one of them is working on one thing, I'll be, when we're really going to work on this and we're getting stars for this, and another one is working on another, then they're working, so it can be very personalized. And then their only motivation is just getting those stars to move up to the next level, which I thought was cool because I was just so tired of the giving them toys and all these things. And it took up so much time.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly. So
I get that. Although the M&Ms, I'm just picturing all these little kids with their hands out. Like, that's really cute.
They sprint to the carpet as soon as I say it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Adorable. But we'll see how it keeps going.
Where is your preschool out of? Is that like a bedroom, or I'm trying to figure it out from where we're at, but I can't really tell.
This is a room above the garage. So it's a nice long room. It was our playroom. So it kind of still functions as a playroom.
Yeah.
But we keep it really nice.
Are you licensed?
Nope.
Okay. And where are you located?
In Fishers, Indiana.
Indiana. And how many kids are you allowed to have without being licensed?
It's not how many kids, it's how many hours and days
Okay.
of the month. And so I
Oh,
can't go over
okay.
4 hours a day,
Okay.
or 20 days in the month.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if I do,
How different these states' laws
I
are.
know. Yeah, and no limit on kids for it. So yeah, so if I do my goal of a Monday, Wednesday class and a Tuesday, Thursday class, don't go over
Yeah.
4 hours, I'm golden. Because I
Perfect.
left Fridays open. So what I did, we only did one field trip, but what I did is I had it on a Friday. And that
Nice.
way it didn't take away from our normal school
Mhm.
day. And that way, whenever I added my Monday, Wednesday class, we can just do one big field trip for everybody.
Yeah.
So
And then you get
I
those
thought that
3-day
was a good plan.
weekends. Those 3-day weekends are so nice.
Yes.
I had them last
Yes.
year and then I gave them up this year. And man, I'm really missing them. I'm really missing my
Yeah.
Friday off.
Well, I do feel pretty good that I'd have to get licensed in order to add Fridays in. So that kind of helps where I'm like, oh, I guess I can't.
Good excuse. Good excuse.
Yep,
To have those
exactly.
days off. And how is it having your little ones in class?
So I homeschooled Charlie preschool last year. And so this is her
Okay.
last year of preschool. And so I enjoyed doing that. We just did during nap time. So it's been interesting adding the littlest one. She just turned 2.
Yeah.
But she loves to mimic. And so she I knew would be a great 2-year-old for doing it. She loves just to sit there and do an activity quietly. And so I just knew she would and saw her during play dates that she would just do great with older kids. And so she's been doing pretty good. Sometimes she's a bit of a class clown, but it's kind of funny to watch that personality
She's
come
the
out.
youngest
But
one. Are the other
oh
ones all
yeah,
3 to 5? Yeah.
yeah. So we got 2 4-year-olds, 4 3-year-olds, and then a 2-year-old.
Nice.
Yeah. And so sometimes she'll kind of pull the 3-year-olds out a little bit. And so I have to encourage the 3-year-olds to remember they're 3 and to not be manipulated by a 2-year-old. Usually it kind of helps when
Like,
they
I
realize
own
that.
this house. You're
Yeah,
in my house now.
I know. It's funny.
That's awesome. And how much do you charge for your classes?
Well, they're on the Found a Family discount, but I do have a family that's here for $150.
Okay. Okay.
So everyone else has the 97.
Okay. And how long does the Found a Family discount last? Is that like
Um,
for the whole year?
I ran it for the whole year, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I know you're looking to open your other 2 days in January, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to do another Founding Family script for that? Or are you going to start your normal price for the next group?
I would love to keep it at the normal price. So I'm just really trying to ramp. That's why I'm doing the Full by Fall summit finally, and really going to try and ramp it up and see what I can do just with playing with I just did my first ad, boosted my first Facebook ad today. So I'm going to see what I can do. But as we get closer, I might do that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to see what I can do. Just playing around. I don't know. Trying to figure it out. I didn't have to do it with interior design this way, so I got to figure it out.
More for other people than others. I feel like there's some things the Founding Family script works and they got everyone. Some people just need to boost a post. Some people just go on the moms groups and post. It's kind of like I feel like it's different for different areas and different groups. You kind of just got to figure out the groove of what works for you.
Yeah.
Let's see. How do you think that being part of the Preschool AllStars has helped you along this journey?
Just having the different tools at my disposal. That was what I realized I wanted. And also the community, just to be able to jump on the Facebook group for encouragement, just reading posts and learning more about your trade. And support and help and be able to ask a question. I was kind of struggling with some neighbors for a bit. And so I was able to post on there and get some good feedback. Just
nice.
I just knew through doing interior design how much I loved having that through their program, that I just wanted that again. So I do admit I do need to set up my hub still. I got it and never did it.
You're getting
so
there. You just open.
Yes.
Baby steps. You're starting.
Yep. But I knew I wanted it. I just have to set it up now.
So how do you take payments right now?
I just have done Venmo. I mean, I just did Venmo and PayPal because we've only done one. Like everyone paid this October because everyone paid in the spring
You're right.
for
Yeah.
September. And so I've
Okay.
only done one. And so I was kind of thought I was going to have the hub set up and I never did. And so I was like, okay, so how should we do this? And I only have 5 families. I was like, okay, we'll just do Venmo for now. That's how most of them did it. And so I think I took one PayPal. And so we're just
Cool.
gonna do that and hopefully set up hub very soon.
Yeah. Yeah. So how would you say, I'm starting to ask this question now, and I wish I would have been asking it all along. Your experience in previous jobs has helped you, like whether it's their interior design or kind of being your own boss in that area or whatever it is. How would you say that experience from that has carried over and helped you in this job, this journey?
Well, I remember building that clientele and building that business and all the dead time in the beginning.
Mhm.
And wondering every day, did I do the right thing? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
I remember doing that. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So you're
yeah,
just starting
and
over, but you know that
exactly.
it gets better.
I know that, yes, I know that I was successful at building that up and then being busy and making a good income, that I know I can do that now.
Right.
Because I didn't even have a degree for that career. And
Right.
this
Right.
one, I mean, I have an LA degree, but yes, a much closer degree to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I have a lot more tools in my disposal, a lot more experience and wisdom. So I feel more confident
Good.
this time
Good.
around. And so that's helpful. Been through the entrepreneur roller coaster
Yeah, I think that's
before.
huge because there's so many ladies who haven't been there. And I mean, I hadn't been there
It's a
either.
lot.
And it's so scary when you first start. And to
It's a
have
lot.
that where you already went through that really scary part and realized that you could do it. And
Mhm.
you know that just because it's slow in the beginning doesn't mean it's going to be slow forever. I feel like that would be very helpful if everyone had
Yes.
that, knew that they could look ahead and it would be easier.
And it's easier, but I still freak out constantly,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though I know that.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
it does help though.
In the
And
back
that's
of
why I
your
try
head
to
at
tell me.
least. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I keep trying to remind myself of that truth when I'm freaking out.
Mhm. Yeah, totally. Okay, so what would you say to any other ladies who are looking to get out of a career that isn't working for them and start something like this? What would you say to them to give them some motivation?
um, I would say, like, as long as your why is strong enough, so you gotta get to your why you're
Mhm,
doing it. Is
mhm,
it your passion for teaching? Is it you want to stay home with your kids? Is it, for me, it was both.
mhm.
Um, keep building up that why because that's going to keep you going. What's going to get you posting on social media, going to get you starting the hub, going to
Yeah.
get you doing all sorts of things.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
got to keep playing up your why. Why are you doing this? And so it's got to be really strong and you got to keep focusing on that so that you can keep taking the next step because it's worth it. It'll be worth it. It's
yeah.
just,
You just
yeah,
gotta
that
put in
why
the
is
work.
what gets you keep, yeah,
Yeah.
taking the steps.
Totally, totally. And I know your next step in short term is to open another class. What would you say your long term? Where do you see this in either even 5 years from now? What would you like it to be?
Oh goodness. I have a couple different ideas. I don't really know. So next year I'll be homeschooling kindergarten
Okay.
um in the afternoons with my
Hmm.
oldest. And doing this in the morning. So that's that plan. But I don't know, playing around with the idea of micro schools. I was just listening to Beth's full by fall summit of how she does the online for other homeschool families. So if I'm
Yeah.
homeschooling, doing online for other homeschool families, so I would maybe starting that next year with kindergarten while I'm
Yeah.
doing it with Charlie,
Hmm.
or maybe wait until I do it a year and then I have like more tools and then I can offer it to other people.
Hmm.
Um, I got out of teaching originally because um, I I wanted to do it. I felt like we weren't doing it right, and I felt like I couldn't change
We
it.
all feel like that I feel like every teacher in the district
Yeah,
feels like that. We're not doing this right.
yeah. And I was
Unfortunately, they don't listen to the
powerless to fix
teachers.
it. Yeah,
Yes,
and you're just
exactly.
powerless. And so
Yep.
I was like, well, what if the big dream is starting a micro school? I don't know.
Hmm.
And so, or a co-op or anything like that. And so like there's a couple different dreams playing out. I know I like students in person. I like the idea of starting an online school as well, but I just know myself and I know I'm more of an in-person. And so I'm going to try and start an online school as well, but I don't know. I don't know how it'll play out. I've got a couple of different ideas. We'll see.
Yeah.
Or tutoring. I don't know. I
Yeah.
have lots of different ideas with the LA degree. I don't know.
And if your heart
don't
is
know.
in the local, in the in-person classroom, you can always start that online and hire a teacher for it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're looking to grow your business in that way, but you don't want to teach online, you can always do that.
That is true.
Just a suggestion. But
Thank you.
I want to thank you so much for speaking to me and telling me your story. And I look forward to maybe catching back up next year and seeing what ideas have come to fruition with everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I'd like to see it too.
Absolutely. We'll get there. You will get there. Thank you so much for talking to me, and finish that summit and then figure out your next step.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
That's the goal. That's
Awesome.
the
Thank
plan.
you so much, Sarah.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Bye-bye.
If you'd like to have a success story just like that one, I invite you to join our Preschool AllStars. It's my exclusive membership community where you'll get mentorship from me with weekly Q&A lives, support and guidance and friendship from hundreds of women on the exact same journey as you, starting, running, and growing their preschools, and my exclusive access to Preschool University, every training and done-for-you file that you'll need for every milestone on your journey to help you start, run, and grow your preschool. We've all been there, and we've got the exact same steps that you need to go through, but we do it all very quickly so that you don't have to waste time or money doing the wrong things at the wrong time. We'd love for you to join our Preschool AllStars membership. Just go to preschoolallstars.com or click the link in the description to immediately jump into Preschool AllStars. Again, go to preschoolallstars.com and we'll see you there.